said, boy, I tell you, the three of us out having a few beers. I said, forget it. Unbelievable. Come on, could you guys imagine going out for a few drinks with these guys? How fun would that be?
Let's go do that instead.
What?
That sounds good. Let's go do that.
Well, let's do that tomorrow morning. Right? Let's do that tomorrow morning. Okay. So
we could have you convinced that we all did that.
Hey, I can be bribed. Sports cars, sports
you know
bikes.
what? Lisa, let's just go get him drunk.
Okay.
And just forget what we have to do tomorrow.
Right.
You gotta remember where I'm from.
Schmoes them.
Look at that. You gotta remember where I'm from.
Let's go and say.
Yes.
Big drinker up there?
What do we have to do up there besides drink?
Cheeseburger.
I mean, we have the 4 food groups. We've got sausage, cheese, beer, and cabbage. So that's our 4 food groups.
Wife.
Remember, she's in Wisconsin too. All right, this one's a great one for cost, or I have enough factory warranty on. You guys ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, Yvette, why would you take advantage of our service contract program?
I just think that 1 year is fine with me. I have enough
Okay.
factory warranty.
May I take a moment to share a comparison with you?
Sure.
I'd just like to draw a little graph here on my piece of paper. And, earlier before you told me, is this looking familiar already?
Yeah.
Earlier before you told me that you plan on keeping your bike 5 to 6 years? Okay. Well, this is going to represent your years of ownership. Okay. And just a quick question for you. If, for example, I know you're buying this new Yamaha R1 today and there's a 1 year warranty on that, correct? So that warranty is getting in right here, correct?
Right.
Well, just for kicks, I come to you and I tell you, guess what? I got some bad news for you. We just found out that your new R1 doesn't have a factory warranty on it. You're responsible from day one for any repairs or breakdowns. There's nothing on it. You're responsible from day one. How much do you think you'd have negotiated off the price knowing that?
A lot.
Example?
Probably $500.
Okay. So what you're telling me is that if I gave you $500 more off of this bike right now, you'd be happy with no warranty?
No.
So you think you might want to negotiate a little bit more?
Yeah.
Remember, now right now you think you have a 1 year factory warranty on that. I'm going to take that away. How much more do you think the bike would be worth less if you didn't have that warranty?
At least 500 less.
So you'd be okay with that? I could take $500 off and take your warranty away.
No, I like my warranty.
Then how much more would you want off? If I'm going to take your warranty off and you're going to be happy with that, how much more would you want off the price of that bike?
200.
I think you're going in the wrong
I
direction.
am? Okay, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm still thinking warranty.
Okay, factory warranty.
Factory warranty.
Okay, you have a 1 year factory warranty from Yamaha.
1,000.
Okay. I'm going to take that off of your bike, Yvette.
Okay.
How much more would you want to negotiate off the price of that bike knowing you're not going to have a factory warranty?
1,000.
So if I took $1,000 off your bike right now and said you have no factory warranty, you'd still buy it?
Say yes.
Yes. I'm thinking about me saying, no, man, I want that warranty.
You'd be surprised how right you are. We'll talk that in a minute, okay? So $1,000. All right, so would you say that more repairs are going to occur in the early years on your bike when the miles are low, or in the later years when miles increase?
The later years.
A lot of my customers tell me the same thing, and I tell my customers that their bike basically has, or their auto, whatever it is, has 3 stages in its lifetime. The first stage is the break-in or the adjustment phase. That's when the bike is brand new or the car is brand new. You may bring it in for a rattle or a squeak or something like that, but it's still a good time to own a bike because it's still in a factory warranty, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second stage runs right up to here and stops right there where that factory warranty expires at 1 year. This is the gas and go period. This is the best time to own a bike because all the squeaks and rattles are worked out of it, all the kinks, it's smooth sailing, isn't it? The third stage, put an arrow on the end of that because it goes on to infinity, is what we call the repair stage. That's when you're financially on the hook for any repairs or breakdowns in your bike because your factory warranty is expired, right? So what you're telling me, Yvette, is that this portion right here that the factory gives you at no charge is worth $1,000 to you. Don't you think it's worth $999 to protect yourself the whole time against the high cost of repairs? And not only that, that's a prorated premium event. If you sell or trade this bike before it expires, we're going to reimburse you in cash for the portion you haven't used. So you're only going to pay for what you use. Should I go ahead and put that on for 60 months for you?
Sure.
Great.
So it's basically this.
Yeah, but she's easy.
Yeah.
No, she's not. She went from 500 to 200. She ain't easy.
Well, I was just, I keep thinking, I was thinking, okay, 200, you took it off.
But you are going to have customers like that. That what I do, okay, that they want that factory warranty, but you need to put a value on it.
Okay.
Okay, how far are you going to go down where you're going to take this bike without a factory warranty? There's a everybody will have that price. They may say free if you give it to me free. So this $12,000 bike, that warranty's worth $12,000. Yeah, put it up there. The $1 million question is, so what you're telling me is that this part right here, the factory gives you for nothing, is worth $1,000 to you. Don't you think it's worth another $1,000 to protect yourself the whole time you plan on owning it against the high cost of repairs? Boom. Looks very familiar.
So that's groups in here too, right? That's good.
There is a possibility you
Yes.
may do this chart twice.
47.
Did anybody catch that?
Yeah.
You're going to do frequency of repair. So in frequency of repair, the only difference you're going to have on here is you're not going to ask this question. So you're going to have this chart up here, and you're going to have it all written down. You're going to ask the question at the end. So should I go ahead and put that there for 60 months? And that's what it's going to look like. Now the customer says, you know, it still costs too much. I understand. So cost is a concern, Yvette. If you had to buy this bike today without a factory warranty, and you'd be surprised, you're going to get $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in these things. If you had to buy this bike today without a factory warranty, how much would you negotiate off the price? $1,000. You write that down. Now remember, we just talked a little while ago about your ownership period for 5 to 6 years, and we talked about when more repairs are going to occur in the early years or the later years. You said the later years. We talked about the 3 stages of the bike's lifetime. So what you're telling me is, based on everything we talked about, is that this portion right here, the factory gives you no charge, is worth $1,000 to you. Don't you think that it's worth $999 to protect yourself the whole time against the high cost of repairs? So you can actually use the same chart twice. But I used to let people use this one but they always convinced or mixed up the frequency of repair with the objection handling. It was a mess, so we stopped doing it.
So tomorrow, if I start with the frequency